Hello? Hello? Okay. Okay. Very good afternoon to all. The convocation procedure is entering the hall. May I request you all to rise? Please keep standing until the chief guest takes her chair. Thank you very much.
offering my prayers to Lord Manjunath Swami and Chamundeshwari, I declare the convocation open.
अजं निर्विकल्पं निराकारमेकं निरानन्दमानन्दम् अद्वैतपूर्णम् अजं निर्विकल्पं निराकारमेकं निरानन्दमानन्दम् अद्वैतपूर्णम् परं निर्गुणं निर्विशेषं निरीहं परब्रह्मरूपं गणेशं भजेम परब्रह्मरूपं गणेशं भजेम अजं निर्विकल्पं निराकारमेकं निरानन्दमानन्दमद्वैतपूर्णं गुणातीतमानं चिदानन्दरूपं चिदाभासकं सर्वज्ञानगम्यं मुनिध्येय आकाशरूपं परेशं परब्रह्मरूपं गणेशं भजेम परब्रह्मरूपं गणेशं भजेम अजं निर्विकल्पं निराकारमेकं निरानन्दमानन्दमद्वैतपूर्णं जगत्कारणं कारणज्ञानरूपं सुरादिं सुखादिं गुणेशं गणेशं जगत्कारणं कारणज्ञानरूपं सुरादिं सुखादिं गुणेशं गणेशं जगद्व्यापिनं विश्ववन्द्यं सुरेशं परब्रह्मरूपं गणेशं भजेम परब्रह्मरूपं गणेशं भजेम अजं निर्विकल्पं निराकारमेकं निरानन्दमानन्दमद्वैतपूर्णं निरानन्दमानन्दमद्वैतपूर्णं निरानन्दमानन्दमद्वैतपूर्णम्
On behalf of all of us here at Sri Dharmasthala Manjunatheshwara Institute for Management Development, it gives me enormous pleasure to welcome all the guests to this 27th annual convocation. Special welcome to the parents of the graduating students, well-wishers, corporate executives who have come here, patrons of the institute, members of the press, our respected chairman, the chief guest of the day, the members of the governing council, and all the other invitees. A very warm welcome. At the outset, let me thank our beloved chairman, Dr. D. Virendra Hegde, for gracing this occasion. Over the last 10 days, he has had to travel very hectically. He was in Mysore, then he had to go back, attend several meetings. But in spite of all that, our institute, SDMIMD, is very dear to him, and he seldom misses the convocation function. We are extremely privileged and happy to have you with us, sir. I request Deputy Director Dr. S.N. Prasad to present floral felicitations to Dr. D. Virendra Hegde. The chief guest of today's convocation function is Srimati Pangajam Sridevi, who is a highly reputed corporate executive, proven leader. She has had a very successful stint as head of ANZ Bank and currently heads the Commonwealth Bank of Australia. Apart from her success as a corporate executive, it is her humility and the way she carries herself in terms of interactions and in creating an empathy that has stood her, that makes her stand out. We are extremely fortunate to have her with us today on this occasion of the convocation. A very warm welcome to you, madam. I request our Vice President, Sri D. Surendra Kumar, to present floral felicitations to Srimati Pangajam Sridevi. Our Vice President, Sri D. Surendra Kumar, has been a source of great strength to us. Whenever we have issues within the institute and when we approach him, he's very quick and positive in his responses. He has always been supportive of the institute's activities. A very warm welcome to you, sir. I request Dr. S.N. Prasad to offer floral felicitations to Sri D. Surendra Kumar. Another member of the Dharmatala Trust who has been very close to us and who has been guiding us all these years, been Professor S. Prabhakar, who, because of his indisposition, is not been able to come here today. But let me acknowledge the enormous support that he has been to the institute ever since the institute was started 27 years back. The members of the governing board come from very rich corporate experience and academic experience, and over the last few years, particularly in the last year, they have been able to guide the institute to right strategical directions. The governing board members have been very proactive. They have been able to make very concrete suggestions as to the progress that the institute should make and the direction that it should take. We are fortunate to have some of the members here today, and I would request Dr. S.N. Prasad to offer floral felicitations to our members. Dr. R. Indira. Dr. Bhimaraya Maitri. Shri Nishit Jain. Dr. Raj Agarwal. Shri Viju Parameshwar. And Shri Nagaraj Ijari. The year 21-22 was momentous for SDMIMD with very important developments. But the most notable among them was the 5-year tie-up that the institute has entered into with TCS Eon. This tie-up is applicable to all the students, starting from the first year batch of 2021-22, and involves supplementary courses, supplementary sessions by TCS on 10 selected courses, apart from 100 hours of internship, the facility to appear straight into the national qualifier test of TCS, which is recognized all over the country, and also a joint certificate by SDMIMD and TCS ION on the completion of the orientation. So we are really hopeful that in the years to come, this relationship will go from strength to strength and more courses and more subjects will be covered in the arrangement. The second important development this year was the MOU signed with the Bangalore Chamber of Industry and Commerce for setting up a center for managerial excellence in SDMIMD. So, the SDMIMD BCIC Center for Managerial Excellence seeks to have joint sessions, joint conferences, and webinars on various topics of contemporary interest. Already, we had a series of webinars for which the students of SDMIMD were able to participate, in which BCIC invited experts on business analytics. In addition, the 4 international conferences that SDMIMD holds every year has now been done under the joint aegis with BCIC. And in the years to come, it is really hoped that BCIC will be able to collaborate for greater practical research as well. In fact, one research project is already on human capital index, and the report is likely to be submitted later in April. The governing council of BCIC had all gone to Dharmasthala and sought the blessings of our chairman, Dr. D. Virendra Hegde, and they have indicated that they will be wanting to have association not only with SDMIMD but also with other wings of the group in the months to come. Apart from this, in terms of the vision of the institute to be socially relevant and also to impart the social focus which the institute already has, a series of programs were conducted exclusively for overseas students in Mysore. These were held in 3 different batches, and 70 students participated, and they were from 9 different countries. Each of these courses were for 20 hours, initially online, and towards the end, the students came to the campus and interacted with the faculty. So, it was found that the students had a lot of good things to say about the course as well as about the orientation, and we are planning to expand this to higher horizons next year. In terms of accreditation, as you all know, SDMIMD has been accredited by EFMD, first in 2016 and again re-accredited in 2019. The next round of accreditation renewal is going to come later this year. AACSP has also, ACBSP has also accredited the institute, and that is valid up to 2026. On the national front, the National Board of Accreditation renewed its accreditation just recently, and that is valid until 2024. In addition, many of you will be aware that EFMD's BSIS label has been given to the institute for making a very positive impact on stakeholders and the society at large. On the national front, QSI Gauge, which is the Indian wing of the world famous QS ratings, has accorded diamond rating to SDMIMD. Our institute continues to have good rankings from independent ranking agencies and magazines in the country. The new batch of PGDM 2021-23 joined in August 2021, initially online, and as in previous years, we had a series of webinars, series of special orientation programs for them. Normally, as a part of the orientation program, we take students to Dharmasthala, but this time that was delayed a little bit because of the pandemic, but they did go in December 2021 for seeing firsthand the social activities in Dharmasthala and also getting the opportunity to have an interaction with our chairman, Dr. D. Virendra Hegde. In addition, Dr. Virendra Hegde addressed them at length about the various imperatives in managerial education and the need to combine it with Indian ethos. The profile of the 2021-23 batch shows that we have greater number of girls than in the past, and we have a fairly good diversity in terms of education as well as work experience. The placement process for the current outgoing batch was extremely successful and in fact was completed 2 months ahead of the convocation. So the average salary has gone up to 8.9 lakhs and with the maximum salary of 13 lakhs. But more than that, we had a wide range of sectors from which the recruitments took place. A hallmark of SDMIMD in recent times has been the international linkage that we have. The 15 international tie-ups have been strengthened for including more new avenues. In fact, but for the pandemic, it would have been possible to have some joint research and some short-term certification programs in the meantime. But we are hopeful that now that the pandemic is not there any longer, we will be able to have all this happen in 22-23. But with all this, we are still able to have exchange program of 26 students going abroad for a whole term to various universities. This exchange program involves studying there for a whole term, and whatever grades they get in the other university is transmitted back into the transcript of SDMIMD. We also, in exchange, have 6 students from Shanghai Business School in China take the courses of SDMIMD in term 3 online. In terms of faculty exchange, 2 of our faculty, Dr. S. N. Prasad and myself, taught abroad, and we had several faculty from abroad teach the students of SDMIMD. About 3 years back, as most of you would be aware, SDMIMD has started a new course on 1-year MBA, which is called PGCM. It's a recognized, AACT recognized PGCM. And we had the orientation for the new batch of PGCM, which has been slightly changed in format with 4 possibilities of specialization into entrepreneurship, business analytics, investment banking, or general management. And the students of the 1-year PGCM batch started their orientation program in September 2021. We had a series of talks for that as well. In terms of the SDMIMD BCIC Center for Excellence, there were special talks and workshops which were conducted, some of them face-to-face and some of them online. The outgoing batch of PGCM, the last year's 1-year program, was held as a convocation in December 2021. And again, our respected chairman found time to come to the campus and distribute the certificates to the successful students. As in previous years, the students have a number of committees and clubs which enable them to learn to organize events, to also have their own creative studies. And these clubs have been very active on an online format in 21-22. In addition, the students were able to continue their e-magazine called Dimensions, in which they themselves plan, edit, and supply all the material. The photo club was also active. SDMIMD's doctoral program, in association with the University of Mysore, saw the culmination of 3 PhD degrees. So 3 of our students who had undergone the doctoral program under SDMIMD completed their thesis and they were awarded PhD during the year. There are 11 more students who are going through the process, and hopefully in the next 2 years or so, they will be completing their thesis as well. The internal publications of SDMIMD have gained popularity. The Journal of Management has now been recognized in many important circles and is receiving a number of excellent articles from outside academics. The 3 other internal publications, Cases in Management, contemporary issues in management, which are all dedicated papers submitted by the faculty and blind reviewed by a external expert, have become more acceptable, and many other cases developed by our faculty have been taught in other B schools as well. The other publication, excerpts of summer internship projects, which showcases select projects for students, summary of select projects, has also come out very well. A major study was conducted for the Abdul Nasser Saab State Institute for Rural Development in terms of deprivation statistics in Karnataka. Enormous data was actually supplied to SDMIMD, and two of our faculty, Dr. Venkat Raja and Dr. Sri Lakshmi Narayan, were able to complete the project and present a complete report to Abdul Nasser Saab Institute. Just 2 days back, we heard that the report has been accepted by the government of Karnataka, and it will come as a formal publication from them. The other heartening thing is, IMA's case clearing house, which is internationally reputed, has accepted 14 cases written by SDMIMD faculty for adoption. So this goes a long way in terms of recognizing the faculty's efforts, and these cases are taught and distributed all over the country and abroad, and this will definitely increase the popularity of the faculty, and I am hopeful that this will also propel the faculty to write more cases. For the Administrative Training Institute, on the subject of public-private partnership, several case studies were developed on their request. Our faculty contributed these cases, and these were brought out as 2 books. Dr. M.R. Suresh and Dr. M.V. Sunil were coordinated the whole effort. But by far the most heartening thing, as far as the current year is concerned, has been on the research and publication front. It has been a spectacular year in the sense that we have had 43 case studies published, 23 international journal publications, 16 national journal publications, and 2 applied research reports. But what is more important is that 26 of these publications are all under the graded category. Many of them in the top ABDC category, in fact, one on ABDC A star category. So which actually means that the faculty is not only in terms of quantity but also in terms of quality, our output has really gone up. I compliment our faculty team for this excellent effort. I was fortunate enough to have my book on financial derivatives released by our respected chairman, Dr. D. Virendra Hegde, the 4th edition of my book. For the first time, SDMIMD participated in a government scheme called Unnat Bharat Abhiyan. It is actually virtually adopting 5 villages and conducting specific studies on questionnaires on them. Our faculty and students were involved in this study, and the report has been finalized. The scope of this study is likely to be extended to other villages as well. We have several other government initiatives for which SDMIMD has already become a member. As in previous years, we have had annual events in the SDMIMD. We had the Foundation Day lecture, this time by Hasmukh Adya, the well-known bureaucrat and reputed Secretary of the Government of India, retired. He delivered it in September 2021. We had the annual budget conclave, which was presided over by Sri T.R. Parshuraman, President of Toyota, and Sri K.R. Shekhar, partner in Deloitte. We had the annual leadership talk delivered by former director of the Institute, Ramesh Venkateswaran, and who is currently the chairman of IIT Palakkad. We had the Startup Charcha, which is the culmination event for entrepreneurship, in which we have our own entrepreneurship cell, and the culmination event involved presentation by students and a panel discussion. This was spearheaded by Dr. M.R. Suresh. We had another annual event in collaboration with CII. It is a virtual roundtable on inspiring women to lead. And the industry, that was coordinated by Dr. Neetu Ganapati. We had the annual event of Industry Academia Interaction, Convergence 3i, which was coordinated by Dr. S.N. Prasad. One of the hallmarks of SDMIMD's research and scholarly work is in the 4 conferences that we have. And this year, last year, as you all know, because of the pandemic, we could not hold the conferences face to face and it was all online. But this year, we conducted all the 4 conferences, but on an online platform. So we had more than 75 papers for each of these conferences, and they were of very, very high quality. These are the International Finance Conference, which was held in September 2021. Dr. M. Sriram was the coordinator for that. The International Economics Conference, which was held in November 2021, Dr. Venkat Raja was the coordinator for that. The International HR Conference, which was held in December 2021, Dr. Mausmi Sengupta was in charge of that. And the International Marketing Conference, which was held in January 2022, under the supervision of Dr. Sai Baba. In addition, SDMIMD co-hosted a conference on HR Desera in association with EDIN. A number of FDPs and MDPs were held as in previous years, many of them on the online front. Two of our senior faculty superannuated in the year, and they were given a fitting farewell, Dr. H. Gayatri and Dr. R. Sugandh. An important highlight of SDMIMD this year was the practice of sustainability. We have been always teaching sustainability in many ways, but it's been practiced in the campus in 2 important ways. One is the commissioning of the rainwater harvesting scheme, and the second is the solar water heating system. So resulting in entire conservation of power and rainwater harvesting in collecting water which should have been otherwise wasted. The firefighting system in the campus has been strengthened, and special training was held by the fire staff for bringing everybody up to date about fighting apparatus. As in previous years, the Independence Day and the Republic Day celebrated in usual way with flag hoisting and general discussions. Prerana, the alumni wing of SDMIMD, has been very active, not only in terms of holding certain talks, but also in terms of supporting the institute for admission interviews and placement mock interviews. But for the pandemic, it would have been possible to hold joint events with Prerana, and just recently when we discussed with them, they are very hopeful of having more programs here in the campus for the benefit of students, as well as for bringing the alumni together in one platform. Before I conclude, I have to compliment the efforts of the faculty and staff of SDMIMD during the year. It was a difficult year because of the pandemic. We had online classes initially, then we had to change to off face-to-face, then come back to online for some time. The examination system was difficult because we had to administer it through the online platform. We had problems about monitoring attendance. But in all this, I found the faculty cooperated greatly. They had to work, they had to go the extra mile to make that happen. And the supporting staff also did a wonderful job. The non-teaching staff also did a great job in supporting this. So I'm really proud of the faculty and the staff team of SDMIMD. And it just shows that under any stress, we will be able to actually still manage and come to excellent results. In fact, SDMIMD has been one of the few institutes in the country which started the course on time and completed all the terms on time. Last but not the least, let me congratulate the students once again for coming to the end of this great PGDM program. My appeal to each one of you would be to be great ambassadors of SDMIMD, use and practice not only the skills and concepts that you have picked up in SDMIMD, but also the Indian ethos, values and systems which Dharmasthala gives you. So we really hope that you will be great ambassadors and will frequently come back to SDMIMD and support the institute in its future activities. On behalf of all of us, let me wish each one of you a great life and a great career. Thank you.
Candidates for the award of the postgraduate diploma in management, please rise. The candidates will individually receive their diploma from Dr. D. Virendra Heggade, Chairman of SDMIMD Governing Council Board. Abdul Azim Bagle. Aditya Kunjeti. Akanksha Gupta. Alekia Chitturi. Ananda Krishna. Aniruddha Hande. Akshata Kanegal. Anvit C. Abhinav Jain. Pavitra K. Shivam Agarwal. Ankit Shetty. Chilakala Shreya. Darshan SM. Devi Shetty Surya Praveen, Hasmita Ganesh, Akshay Soni, Harita Haridasan, Harshita, Ritvik Joshi, K.M. Hruday Narayan, Anusha K, Adarsh B. Kini, Konada Tejaswani, Lohit R. Patil, Manasvi N.A., Amalesh Kelat, Chaitanya Janardhanan Kallikote, Nisarga C.S., Partho Pratim Padi, Piyush G. Patel, Prajakta Jayant Upsani, Prakurti Vivekananda, Prerana Jain, Priyanka V, Rajat Kumar Mishra, Rami Sethi Akhil Bhargava, Rashmi K.R., Sanjana Vijay Kumar, Sita Lakshmi Satish Hegde, Shane Antonio D'Souza, Shravya Dechamma Kesi, Shreyas Aras, Shubham Dubey, Simran Amelia Norona, Smriti Singh, Soumya Krishnan, Sauradeep Bakshi, Sudeep S. Rao, Surabhi Malhotra, Punnamaraju Mangateja, Harshit S, Niriksha M, Nitin Prakash C, Vineet Bharadwaj KM, Yash Sharma Mukund, Yugal Shetty, Abhilasha Mishra, Abhinaya M, Kartikeyan N, Aman Agarwal, Ananya M. Gowda, Anjali BC, Anshuman Sharma, Anvit Prakash S, Pratiksha C, Beena M. Lakkalakatti, V. Sai Vineet, Charan R, D. Jyotsna, Diksha B, Dheeraj A, Drishti Dinesh, Guru Prasad S, Harsh Suresh Kumar Hurgat, Pallavi SP, Paul Thomas, Sai Sriharsha K, Kshitij Mathur, MS Vijayendra, Vardinidi Vijaya Nukambika, Maya D. Vyas, Raksha S. Bhatt, Nandakumar R, Nikhilesh N, Nishkala Gowda BY, Padmavati Behra, Pooja Lakshmi M, Prajwal KV, Prashant Shanbag, Prerna P, Rajat Hande CR, R. Shivesh Rao, Vinaya Prasad S, Parvati ML, Sayani, Shalmali, Shivakumar G.O., Shreya Hegde, Srigandha D. Nayak, Shubham Nayak, Sinchana TK, Sophie Kushalappa M, Soumya Kurtukoti, Shri Soumya P, Suhail Ahmad Mulla, T. Ashwin Sai Shankar, Tejaswa Modi, Muskan M, Vijaya Vittala DB, Purushottam Gowda KP, Yashasvi BK, Charuleka C, Achyut V, Ajitesh A. Nair, Amrita Anil, Anjan Ram A, V. Anushka, Arjun M, Basil Paul, Bhagavendra Singh Parihar, Chandan CR, Rajat BN, Daivik SJ, Divya P, Gagan S, Harish Kumar HR, Himanshu Keshari, Vinay B, Varshini V, Kanaka Maheshwari, Komal Vashishta, Likita CM, Rahul BS, Y Tanmay, Mayurbhan Roy, Meghana R, Neha Narayan Hegde. Padagala Sindhuja. Nitish Ballal. Sanjana Nandakishore. Prathamesh. Priyanka. Rahul R. Shetty. Rakshit S.B. Rasagna Mettalapalli. Sachin K.S. Sanjana Jagadish. Saurabh Kumar Pal. Sumant Kidiyuru. Shravani S. Shreyanka Rao N. Srinidhi Hiremat. Rachana B. Aras. Yashwant Kumar N. Soumya. Saurabh Hulyalkar. Subhash M.G. Sumant Datta U. Tomin Joseph. And Varun R. Sir, upon the recommendation of the faculty, I have the honor to present Abdul Azim Bagle and 177 others from the batch of 2020-2022 and 4 others from the batch of 2019-2021 for the award of the postgraduate diploma in management. All these students have successfully completed have successfully completed the prescribed course of studies and fulfilled all other requirements. I request Sri Dharmasthala Manjunatheshwara Institute for Management Development, SDMIMD Mysuru, to confer the postgraduate diploma in management to these candidates.
By the authority given to me by the governing body of the Sri Dharmasthala Manjunatheshwara Institute of Management Development, I award the postgraduate diploma in management, and I charge by thought, word and deed, you prove yourselves worthy of the award. Congratulations.
Thank you, sir. May I request Srimati Pankajam Sridevi, Chief Guest of the Convocation, to present gold medals to the eligible new graduates who have qualified for the special honor established by the industry and the institute in respect of PGDM 2020-22 batch. Ma'am, please. Chairman's Distinguished Student Gold Medal for the best academic performance goes to Sanjana Vijay Kumar. Ankur Gupta Memorial Alumni Gold Medal for the excellent performance in finance goes to Aniruddha Hande. Suman Narayan Memorial Alumni Gold Medal for the excellent performance in human resource management is jointly awarded to Sanjana Vijay Kumar and Sita Lakshmi Satish Hegde. Gold medal for the excellent performance in marketing goes to Yash Sharma Mukund. Gold medal for the excellent performance in operations goes to Sudeep S. Rao. Gold medal for excellent performance in system is jointly awarded to Sudeep S. Rao and Abhinaya M. Ankur Gupta Memorial Gold Medal for the best overall performance goes to Prakurti Vivekananda. I now request the chief guest, Srimati Pankajam Sridevi, to deliver the convocation address. Ma'am, please.
Okay. So, respected chairman, respected directors, all the people on the dais, faculty, staff, proud parents and students. I feel that you are very far away from where I am standing, but I hope you can hear me well. So while I was preparing, thinking about what I should speak on the convocation, I remembered my professor. I was a PUC student looking forward to go to engineering college. And on the day that I was leaving, like how he speaks to everybody else, he told me, Pankajam, you're better than what you believe you are. That one sentence has always lingered with me. So what I want to tell all the students today is that you must listen to your professors and your teachers, because they are the one group that selflessly works for you and they want to see you succeed. I'm very sure in college you don't like the assignments, you don't like the surprise tests, you don't like time and again making you do things at a specific period of time. I must tell you that I hated this open book test, because with the open book you can never find out the answer. So I understand that, but teachers are the biggest source of strength, and I really want to bow my head today to all the professors and teachers who are there today. And I think, as students, you have to really understand what is the value they bring to you. And you must dream big. So when I speak about dreams, you can see that there are a lot of people who dreamt big. The first person that I want to say is the chairman ji. Think of what he dreamt of. Let's think of Asim Premji. Let's think of Kiran Majumdar. Let's think of Indrani Nui. So many great leaders have thought very big. They have thought very big, they have dreamt big. I want to ask the students, can you say what was common in all of them? Any guesses for what was common in all these great leaders? Passion, somebody said passion, definitely. But I think the greatest thing that was common was hard work. And today I asked the students who got the first few awards, I'm telling you that all of you are winners. But when I asked the students who got the award, what made you get the award? The number one answer was hard work. So I want to tell you that the world is moving so fast that hard work cannot be replaced by anything. And you have to dream big. You have to be irrationally aspirational. If you are not irrationally aspirational, I think you will reach the goal very fast. And then there is no challenge. I want to tell my own story to you of how I became the first local managing director or CEO of an Australian bank. So I was working in the bank. The role of managing director was always done by a person from Australia. So it was done by an Australian. And the role opened up. And somebody nudged me, a coach, a teacher who was my boss in some other organization nudged me and said, Pankajam, I think you must apply for this job. And I'm thinking. He said, what's there to think? You must apply. Of course, I didn't tell my husband because I was already busy and he would think if she takes the top job, what will happen to all of us? But I applied for the job. And I started getting interviewed with lot of other people. And I must tell you, in the beginning, I thought that I have no chance. The reason for that is I'm a woman, sari clad, wear no makeup, wearing a bindi with pottu on top to show that I'm a successful married woman, very culturally aligned, but I'm a businesswoman. So I thought that bias can come. But what I want to tell you is that I aspired, and at that time it was irrational because there was nobody who ever got that job locally. But I prepared for it. I did it as if I'm going for an IIT interview. I did it as if I'm trying to get to the best college. And I must tell you, to the surprise of everybody else, but to the confidence of me, I became the first managing director of ANZ. So what I want to tell the students here is that do not get bogged down by things that others will talk about you. You are better than what you think, and you're good enough. So go and really make a difference to the country, to yourself, to the alma mater, to your parents. You have golden opportunity to make a difference. However, we must always know that we stand for a culture of care, courage, and commitment. Why care? Because it is even as an individual, you cannot be alone. You have to be in collaboration with others. And you have to care for others. It's not that we have to have tough competition. It's not needed. You know, we have to have fair bit of thinking I have to be at the top. But I am sure that in this group, the people who are not at the top but who have the aspiration to grow will really succeed. But care is so intrinsic to our culture. So friends, young people who are walking out of this university, please show care, even if you are in a corporate environment, because today that is valued a lot. What about commitment? We are all so careful about negotiating and getting the best salary out of the organizations or going on to an entrepreneurship. But are we really committed to the outcome that we have to get for our customers? In any organization that you join, please show that commitment. Only people who show commitment will succeed in their career, in their life. You can see all these professors who are sitting here. I really feel very diminished when I'm with all of you because I think what you have achieved, no corporate leader can achieve because of the commitment that you have to the generations to come. So I really bow my head to all of you, and I want you students to think about the kind of commitment that you will bring into your job. And courage. Courage is absolutely critical for you to question status quo, be very innovative. I asked Aparna, what is it that, and there was another boy, sorry, I forgot your name. You said the reason why you got the award is because of your passion. And when I asked Aparna, she said it's because of commitment. So I thought, it's so important to say that care, courage, and commitment are critical for your growth. However, cleverness is a gift, but kindness is a choice. Every time that we show kindness, you're doing a choice. And I want to tell you a story here. You will definitely recognize this young boy that I'm going to talk about. His name was Jeff. I don't know whether you can relate anyone with the first name as Jeff, who is a very famous entrepreneur. Any answers from the students? You can't be quiet. Sorry? Jeff Bezos. Yes, he was a young little boy at 9 years old. He loved to be with his grandparents. He loved it because his grandparents were living in a ranch. They had a caravan kind of holidaying, etc. So Jeff got into the caravan with his grandmother and his grandfather. He hated the fact that his grandmother smoked in the car. And he got very angry one day. He did some mathematics and said one puff that his grandmother takes on a cigarette, she loses 2 minutes of her life. So he did all the calculations and he came out of the back door, peeped into his grandmother's place where she's sitting in the front with his grandfather and said, "Grandma, the rate at which you're smoking, you will lose 9 years of your life." And what did Jeff expect? He expected his grandfather to say, "What a brilliant grandson I have. He's so clever." But he got a very different kind of reaction from his grandmother. She started weeping. And Jeff did not know what to do because he has never seen that kind of a reaction from his grandmother. And to his utter surprise, his grandfather just pulled the car to the side. Jeff was feeling scared, like how we feel, because he doesn't know what his grandfather is going to do to him. But what his grandfather came out, took Jeff out and told him, "Son, it is harder to be kind than clever." And Jeff says that is the story that he carries with him in his life, to be kinder than being clever. What I want to tell all of you is that you'll get brilliant times to show that you're clever, but do not take away the choice that you have to be kind. And I think it is so much needed in this era where we never expected that a pandemic will come and hit us and change every perspective of life. I really want all of you to think about the choices that you make. You have the gift of being clever. That's why you got into this university. That's why you're very, very successful. But do think of being kind. Do think of respecting our ethics. Do think of the heritage and culture this country brings in. And do not forget about it. I'm sure that there are a lot of Indrani Nuis and Jeff Bezos in this group. So definitely that's something that a thought that I wanted to leave with you. And to all the girls who are sitting there, maybe boys also will be interested in this story of mine. But I thought I must tell you how to grab opportunities. Many a time we hear that work-life balance. Do you have work-life balance? I really don't understand it, because life cannot be balanced with anything. Life is too precious to be balanced with work. But I think work-life integration is a difference. You integrate your life and your work. And I want to tell you a story that really changed my career forever. So I was working in a manufacturing firm. Normally, those days, people get an opportunity. I'm talking of early 2000s, when there were not many opportunities for employees to go abroad and work in an organization. Not many opportunities. So there's a big hangama that is done where all the potential candidates are called into a room, and then the CEO will say who really got the opportunity to go to a foreign country on a secondment. Mind you, all the men, no disrespect to anybody sitting here, all the men like to get that opportunity because you can make some money, you can travel, it's great. But for women it is tough because you leave your family behind. And that year there were 20 men and 2 women sitting in the room, and me and my friend were just chatting because we were very sure that we would not get selected. It's normally the men who get selected and they like to go. But to my utter surprise, my boss said, this time we are selecting Pankajam to go and go to Switzerland. It's a beautiful country. It is a safe country. But my first reaction was, no, 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 no. And that no was a long one. I just got guilt in my mind saying that what will my family think? What will my 9-year-old, how will my 9-year-old child manage? What will my husband think? Will he think that I'm not loyal to him? All these questions came to my mind. But my boss told me, Pankajam, you must go and discuss this with your husband. Don't take the choice by yourself. I want all the girls to think of that when you make a decision, say yes, but, instead of saying no, because. And I did that no, because in the beginning, but subsequently I went to my house, I discussed it, and I said, only I can take care of my son. And my husband said that, actually I can also take care, but you never gave me an opportunity. And I think it was a beautiful opportunity for my husband to take care, and I took that job and I went to Switzerland. I must tell you that every night I cried. I cried and wet the pillow thinking of my 10-year-old son that I left behind. But during the day, I learnt a lot. I learnt about another culture. I learnt about getting into a bus by my own. I learned to read a map. There was no end to the learning that I got in Switzerland, but it was tough. So I want to tell all the girls that do not give up opportunities that come your way. Think about whether there are options for you to really, really do things differently. Can you take that opportunity? Can you go beyond what you think you can do? Can you aspire for bigger goals? And this story is not just for girls, but it's also for boys. But in our culture, girls have more responsibility towards the house. Many of the men say that it is changing, but I'm sure that every woman in this room will say no. I can see some heads already shaking. So it's no, and it's a privilege. I think taking care of family is a great privilege. But I would tell all the girls, please aspire really what you want to do. And I want to also tell every student that is here that you have an opportunity. You have a slate that is empty, a white slate. And the opportunity that is there today, thanks to our Prime Minister and thanks to all the things that are happening, especially the revolution on the technology side, you have umpteen number of opportunities to excel. There is no doubt that for people who are passionate, people who want to make a difference, people who can really work hard and hard and hard, the sky is the limit. So go for it, make the alma mater very, very happy about your achievements. And I want to tell you that, when Albert Einstein died, everybody thought that his brain is different to all other human beings. And there's lot of research on Albert Einstein's brain. If you go to Wikipedia, you will see pages and pages of information on Albert Einstein's brain. But do you know that his brain, the size of his brain was lesser than that of an average man. An average man's brain size is above 1.3 kilos. Albert Einstein's brain was only 1.22 kilos. So it was lesser than a normal average human being. But do you know why he succeeded? Anybody has the answer? Do you know why he succeeded? Come on, you can't be so passive. Why did he succeed? I'm asking the students. Can you say? Anybody? Perseverance. Yes, very close. What else? Persistence. Getting closer. but something else that really made him different to others. He was the greatest scientist the world saw, and his brain was smaller than that of a normal human being. But there was something different. He was passionately curious. That was the only difference that he brought to the table. He was passionately curious. And if you look at it these days, we have lost that because technology has come and invaded us. While I'm speaking itself, I can see some of you on phone, because the reason is because WhatsApp has come and invaded us. But what I want to tell all of you, and absolutely no problem, no disrespect, but what I want to tell you is, please be passionately curious. Like how you were when you were kids, when you were small children. You asked your parents why, and why. But over a period of time, we just lose it. Albert Einstein became the greatest scientist only because he was passionately curious. He asked questions. He looked at what can be done better, and he became the greatest scientist of the world. And all of you who have passed out today definitely have that opportunity to become great scientists, to become great entrepreneurs, to become great homemakers, nothing wrong in that, to become great engineers, to be in technology organizations, build new technology, allow people to go forward and think about what can be done, because today's futuristic technology was not dreamt of by people who were 30 years before us. We never dreamt that this WhatsApp and Zoom and other web tools can make the world so small. Today, even if I was in Sydney, I can come and talk to you. That's the kind of technology innovation that was happening. The next innovation must come from the alumni of this college. I just want to end with one little note from all of you, to all of you. You know, there is a difference between knowledge and wisdom. You can have lot of knowledge, but wisdom is critical. What is knowledge? Knowledge is to say that tomato is a fruit, but wisdom is to say that you don't put it in fruit salad. God bless all of you, and thank you for listening to me.
Thank you, ma'am. Now, I request our chairman, Dr. D. Virendra Hegde, to kindly address the gathering. Sir, please.
ನಮ್ಮ ಕ್ಷೇತ್ರದ ಶ್ರೀ ಮಂಜುನಾಥ ಸ್ವಾಮಿಯನ್ನು ಹಾಗೂ ಚಾಮುಂಡೇಶ್ವರಿ ದೇವಿಯನ್ನು ಪ್ರಾರ್ಥಿಸಿ, ಈಗ ತಾನೇ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮುಂದೆ ಒಳ್ಳೆಯ ಭಾಷಣವನ್ನು ಮಾಡಿ ಸಂದೇಶವನ್ನು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಶ್ರೀಮತಿ ಪಂಕಜಂ ಶ್ರೀದೇವಿಯವರೇ ಮತ್ತು ಎಲ್ಲ ನಮ್ಮ ಗವರ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಬೋರ್ಡ್ ಸದಸ್ಯರೇ, ಶ್ರೀ ಪರಶುರಾಮ್ ಅವರೇ, ಮತ್ತು ನಮ್ಮ ಅತಿಥಿಗಳೇ, ಎಲ್ಲ ನಮ್ಮ ಅಧ್ಯಾಪಕರೇ, ಎಲ್ಲ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದಿರತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಎಲ್ಲ ತಂದೆ ತಾಯಿಗಳೇ, ಹೆಮ್ಮೆಯ ತಂದೆ ತಾಯಿಗಳೇ, ನಮ್ಮ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳೇ, ಕಾನ್ವೊಕೇಷನಲ್ಲಿ ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾತಾಡಬಾರ್ದು, ಆದರೆ ಕೆಲವು ಪ್ರೆಸ್ನವರು ಇದ್ದರೆ ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾತಾಡಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು ಅಂತ ಕನ್ನಡ ಮಾತಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ. My greetings to the dignitaries on the dais, the faculty and other functionaries of SDMIMD, the graduating students, their parents and the invited guests. I am extremely pleased to be present here today on the occasion of the 27th annual convocation of the Management Institute. At the outset, let me accord a very warm welcome to the chief guest of the day, Srimati Pankajam Sridevi, Managing Director of the Commonwealth Bank of Australia. Srimati Pankajam is well known in corporate circles for her excellent leadership skills combined with a deep sense of humility and ethics. Madam, I would like to say that you are the first lady to be the president after 26 years. This is the 27th year. And as you said, all 26 years we have been having men as the guest here. And today, as you said, about 40 years back, perhaps you would not have thought of a lady presiding over this function as a guest. It so happened that few months back we had a convocation of our MBA institute in Dharwad. It's a university course, so naturally no tension as we have the autonomous status here and the convocation here. But they had selected only 7 girls, 7 rank holders to come and receive the honors from me. So one came, she was a girl, second came, she was a girl, third came, she was a girl, fifth, sixth, and seventh I found a boy walking towards me. I thought at least one boy got this rank. And I just shouted at him, saying, very good, tumba chanagaidappa, neenadu rank padide. Illa sir, nan photo tegilik bandidini tangi. And he said, I come to take the photo of my sister, 7th rank. So all the 7 ranks were backed by girls. And of course, I don't say that it is right or, but as you said, about 40 years back, the fate of women in India particular was so different, and today equal opportunities are provided. As you said, the opportunities have been utilized properly, and today our director Dr. Parashuraman told us that 40% of the students are girls in the institute. 40%, am I right? Yes, 40%. So this 40% is not by reservation, but by their performance. Again, they have understood you properly, and perhaps I fear that in the next 10 years, we have to reserve seats for boys. This is happening in Ayurveda and other colleges. By merit, all the government seats are seats sent by government are occupied by girls. And even in our private management seats, at least 60% are girls. So always the problem is managing the hostel. Boys' hostel is cut into 2 with a different entry, and converting boys' hostel into girls' hostel. So they said, yes, you may have to reserve for boys after 10 years. But very interesting point you mentioned is that opportunity for women. You rightly said it, that the family responsibility is more for the women. In one of the convocations of our Ayurveda college in somewhere, the Hassan, Bangalore somewhere, the principal said, I request the girls to continue as doctors even after marriage. That is to say, at least 30% of the girls who left the profession or the practicing as doctors, they became housewives and never wanted to be practicing doctors. But so he requested the students on the convocation day, continue your practice in spite of being wedded or having children. So you are a model to all of them, and respecting both family and the profession, you have become a model to them, and I advise all of you to take note of this. Have a good professional life, at the same time take care of your family. Don't sacrifice the family for the sake of good profession and good salary. The convocation day is the culmination of 2 years of intense effort and learning for the students. I can see the excitement in them, and in anticipation of getting their postgraduate degree today. They would now embark upon a career of their own, which will be as corporate executives or, in some cases, as entrepreneurs. Either way, they would seek to use the skills, orientation and knowledge they have gathered here to practical use. There is no doubt that having the right frame of mind and temperament is an equally important attribute that they would need to succeed in their careers and life. In educational orientation, the global established line of thought has been that students should be exposed to all basic concepts for sharpening their decision-making abilities. Deeper emphasis should be laid on a few key disciplines based on the inclination of the students concerned. Things have changed in the last 10 years or so, with the realization that whatever orientation is given to the students should be coupled with practical corporate experience. This is achieved by having projects carried out by students, case studies discussed in class, and involving students in empirical studies carried out by faculty. Still more recently, there is a belief in educators and regulating agencies that we should cover all the above, but these should be suitably managed, mingled with a good grounding on ethics, social responsibility and sustainability. We at Dharmasala have all along believed in this aspect of education, and this was one of the objectives that we had in setting up of SDMIMD more than 25 years back. As a conscious norm, we give special importance to the understanding of Indian ethos, social responsibility and values, side by side with excellence in conceptual understanding. The aim is to churn out global leaders who are firmly seized of values and ethics in true Indian spirit. Long before the present national education policy discussed these social values as a part of higher education, all our Dharmasala institutes have been following these in the orientation and grooming of students. Modern practices and use of technology should be welcomed as a great facilitators of learning, but these should not come about at the expense of core values which the Indian spirit stands for: integrity, reverence, gratitude and social responsibility. The question then arises as to how these qualities can be taught. Also, the question often asked is as to how these need to be addressed by educational institutions. As a part of the curriculum and while discussing practical cases in class, it is imperative that learning should be concentrated on the wider dimensions of the decisions. Companies and the executives working in these are part of a broad social system for which the country is committed. Every action of a company and in turn of the executive should be aimed at fulfilling this vision. So, while the concepts are driven home by and decision-making skills transmitted, it is necessary to also connect these to ethical and social dimensions. Further, every institution of repute should invite proven leaders known for their straightforward approach to speak about the importance in the long run of fair play and overall value creation. While companies must take efforts for making profits for its shareholders, they should also contribute towards the national aim of uplift of the poor, sustainability and an ethical environment. Things start at the micro level and over time will assume a wider dimension. The sensitization that students get in the process will really help them in becoming rounded individuals. I am glad that there is a conscious effort in this direction at our SDMIMD. While congratulating the graduating students on their new status, I wish to impress on them that certain principles relating to the temperamental framework they should have in leading a life of fulfillment and at the same time be successful in their occasions. While observing happenings in the world which are not ethical or correct, youngsters should insulate themselves from these and focus on their duties and development. While embracing Western styles of management and efficiency, one should not lose sight of the underlying Indian ethos and principles that have brought pride to our nation. I urge our students to have a spirit of uncompromising patriotism and a fierce inner desire to do good to disadvantaged sections of our society. The famous management guru Peter Drucker has this to say on effectiveness of leaders. I quote, "Effective executives differ widely in their personalities, strengths, weaknesses, values and beliefs. All they have in common is that they get the right things done. Some are born effective, but the demand is far too great to be satisfied by extraordinary talent. Effectiveness is a discipline, and like every discipline, effectiveness can be learned and must be earned," unquote. The essential idea is that one should focus on one's own work, attitude and development and not really on business environment for gaining success. The principle can be extended to saying that we should not be blaming the external circumstances for things they do not happen, but should focus and work hard to make things to happen. I think today our guest has had more examples to prove this, and I am happy that whatever she said is practically adopted by an Indian in special particular, because we have a different problem in the world. We have the inferiority complex. We have a problem of inferiority complex. We see all the white-skinned and the Westerners are intelligent and more effective than us. But you have proven that it is not the color and fame of the area that would make one success, but with your hard work, commitment and dedication, you have succeeded. And you have said that in competition you have succeeded, not by virtue of influence or pressure, because in India we are more concentrated by influence and influence we have, political influence, social influence, financial or anything else. But you have proved that success is not because of all this, but with the sheer commitment, hard work and passion, as you said. So I was very happy to listen to you. And I am sure the students are now, they are not students now, they are already placed and they are already entrepreneurs now. I wish that you all take our message verbally and see that you proceed in your career with all confidence, dedication, and you will success greatly. I pray Lord Manjuna Swami to bless you. And with these blessings as an extra strength for your all the efforts you will make, you will be more successful in life. May Manjuna Swami bless all of you. I once again thank the members of the Board of Governing Body who have spent the whole day with us. They have been with us in the morning in the meeting. They have continued to stay for the convocation, and they have enjoyed the convocation and the address with the chief guest. And I thank them all for their support and their guidance to the management. I once again appreciate Dr. Parashuraman's leadership to the institute. So year by year we are growing in strength, and he is with the faculty. They have a tremendous strength to take this institute to greater heights. And I once again, on behalf of me and my brother Surendra Kumar and the Board of Governors would like to congratulate Dr. Parashuraman for his leadership, for the excellent way the courses are managed and conducted. I wish him all the best. May Manjuna Swami bless you all, bless all the parents and students who are here. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Sir.
Firstly, I congratulate all the passing out students today. It has been a journey of 21 months. In that, you spent most of the time online, but all the time we, the faculty, were looking forward to have you here. We tried our best. You tried your best, and you have succeeded, and congratulations. Respected Chairman Sir, in your address today, you brought out your experience at various other institutions as to how women are forging ahead, and referred to the speech by Mrs. Pankajam Sridevi, and also your forethought that the women are going to do well in the future, and it is going to be a great future for India from 4% employment of women in India, and with your blessings, we may see a large percentage of women coming at the top positions and taking the pole position in many of the industries. On behalf of the director, faculty, and all the students, I express my thanks to you for gracing this occasion from your busy schedule. With Mrs. Pankajam Sridevi, I have no hesitation to say that today's convocation address was of a different kind, and it is one of the best which I've heard in the 13 years I am present here. In that, while she started with care, commitment, and courage, and then later moved on to passion and her own personal story and inspiration for most of the students here, whether it is men or women. It is indeed an inspirational story, and we all are going to remember it for a long time to come. It is one of the most memorable speech we had heard. Madam, I thank you on behalf of the director, faculty, and all the students of this institute. Now, I request our chairman, Dr. D. Virendra Hegde, to present a memento on this occasion to Mrs. Pankadam Sridevi. On behalf of all of us, I thank all the parents and guests who have come here, the members of the press, the members of the Board of Governors who are present on the stage, the passing out students, and the students from first year who are present here for gracing this occasion and making this a successful convocation. Further, on behalf of the director, faculty, and all the students here, I thank all the members of the staff and others, that is the workers who are here to establish this place and make it a venue to look out for. Now, I request you all to stand up for the singing of the national anthem.
गण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंधु गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्छल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मागे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
I declare the convocation.
Now, I request all the guests keep standing till the convocation procession leaves the pandal and then move for the high tea at the institute mess. Thank you.